Hello, welcome back to underKG Show. This is Phil, and today we got YotaPhone from Yota Devices. That's a subsidiary company from the Yota. That's a Russian cell phone provider. So what specializes this device amongst all of the other smartphone is the back screen, as we have all seen. All right, let's start with the front. Just to tease you guys off. There's a receiver on the top front-facing camera with a 4.3-inch of an HD resolution IPS display, and bottom over here is nothing but a navigation bar. It's a touchscreen, so it works on a swipe basis. Swipe left as a back, swipe right as a home, double tap as a multitasking. On the right is a nothing but the Yota logo right there. On the top is a micro SIM card slot combined with the power key there. That's a little new kind of type. And the 3.5mm headphone jack over there, and the volume rocker on the left, followed by the micro USB port on the bottom with the microphone. And what we expect to see on the back is the famous e-ink display. They call it the EPD, and this is same 4.3 inches, but far lower resolution. That's 640 by 360. That's quite low considering that it's an e-ink. There's a 13 megapixel camera with the LED flash with the YotaPhone logo, and the surface of the ink display over here is like matte coated, and it feels quite nice and doesn't pick up any scratches on it. And we hope that this screen over here is a full touch screen as well, but unfortunately it's not. You control the back panel with the there's another touch panel over here, so you can swipe it. It's not quite as responsive, or tap on it, or to swipe to navigate through your apps on the E panel. We'll get back to that very soon. All right, turning on the phone gives us the usual Android interface. This is more of a pure stock Android. I installed Nova Launcher, but the stock launcher is the Android stock, so it looks exactly the same. So we can all see that they have barely modified the operating system. At least the way it looks. Except for the little setting over here called the back screen, which you can choose what kind of notifications are going to be displayed on the back, or what kind of apps are going to be there or whatnot. It's almost the pure stock Android. Unfortunately, the version isn't exactly too recent. It's a 4.2.2 Jelly Bean. It's not exactly outdated, but it's not as latest as the Android KitKat or the 4.3 Jelly Bean. I hope they come with the update, but they don't have the exact plan so far. All right, the spec-wise, it's nothing spectacular. It's got a Snapdragon S4, and it's quite an old processor. I don't have any feelings towards the dual-core old S4 processors, but considering that the way they do it, YotaPhone always announces their device like in February or March, and release their devices in December or next year, January. So they recently announced a new device called the YotaPhone 2, or the second generation YotaPhone, with the full touchscreen and a far better design and everything else. And that device is coming on the later this year, so expect that to happen. At least it's got a 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage. That's gonna last for the good period of time for the latest smartphones. All right, let's get back to the e-ink display. The ink display over here isn't exactly quite spectacular. So we have dealt with a little bit of apps over here. So there are numerous ways that you can use the ink. The first is through the applications that support the back panel ink display. So what you can do is, let's say, no. Let's say that you go to Notepad. And the thing that I notice over here is that the ink display on the YotaPhone isn't exactly a good ink panel. I know it's not exactly fair to be comparing with the Amazon Kindle, but it's the same ink, so I gotta do what I gotta do. Even with the alphas, the Kindle's ink are a lot more crispier and a lot more easier to read on. So aside from that, the app support isn't exactly too good. There are many apps that can be used to utilize your ink. One thing you can do is, aside from the very little amount of the apps that they come with, is you can duplicate the screen that you have right now. Let's say that you have a website and you want to have it on your ink display. You can swipe to put it back on your screen. And I don't exactly find this useful In order to make this e-ink display useful, there's got to be two things. One, either you can save the battery by since you can put the put a wallpaper over here with the clock and the battery status and your notifications and everything. I thought it would be quite useful to save your battery so you don't have to turn on and off your phone over back again just to see your notification. That's never going to come. But what I also figured out here is, aside from that one usage that could have been useful, since the battery was draining so badly, I tried to figure it out what happened with the wake lock detector, and I just rebooted, so this doesn't seem as bad as it is, but the wallpaper wakes up the phone about like 700 times a day, and that drains battery a lot. Aside from the fact that this guy only has an 1800 milliamps of battery, that's quite small. So the ink panel itself isn't exactly in a best quality, and the apps didn't exactly prove themselves to be useful, and the battery saving feature idea, sort of, the ink didn't exactly prove that it's working as it was invented in the way. So overall, when you buy a thing like a 499 euros, that's what exactly sold it in the European area, you expect something good. And the build quality is quite good. I was quite impressed at the newly built devices company could do. And I was really happy to see that, because nowadays, like, all the smartphones look exactly the same. Like, it's a little bit of glimpses, designs, and whatever that's kind of making the phone different. And this guy is absolutely different. It's got a 2-screen, and I thought it would be pretty useful. So I am still excited to see what the second generation of the YotaPhone is going to bring. But is this worth the 499 euros that is priced at? Absolutely not. At the price, you can probably get the best phone on the market and also get yourself a Kindle, which I think is a far better idea. It wasn't exactly a nice combi together put with the ink and the smartphone. I hope they get better, but this is definitely not worth your money. There you go. That was the verdict, the final one. And don't forget to tap on there to subscribe to our channel to see more of the interesting devices like the YotaPhone. And we'll see you guys back in the later reviews. Thank you all for watching. Bye.